Hello, Horizon. Thanks for having us here today. We're very excited to bring you Artrageous, which is 3 additional lessons in addition to Art Smart. And these lessons are going to be sharing with you the ABCs of art, which you probably know many of these, but we're going to explore those in a couple of projects today. And hopefully these will help you learn how to better visually communicate it. Sometimes they say a picture can say 1,000 words. Well, if you learn how to use the elements of art, then you can do that in projects or in art pieces or any of the innovations that you work on in school or as you move on to more advanced classes and things of that nature, things you enjoy. With the elements of art, we have line, which is one-dimensional. We're going to focus on that a little bit today by using our straight edges. Line means it goes one way. It's a beginning and an end. And there's lots of different types of lines. Shape and form. Shape is more two-dimensional. So in a square, it's width and length. And it's two-dimensional. It's flat. And you've studied that with square area and perimeter. And then we're also going to go to free form and 3D form. Free form is an abstract shape. 3D form is going to like a cube. And this is part of an element of art. And you can see the width and the length here in your square. But when you add the third dimension, height, now you're going to go up. And it brings a whole lot more to the picture with just a simple line. So it's 2D plus 1D equals 3D. And now you've got 3. So height and depth. And that's form. So that's very important. It's important for math and geometry. It's important for art and explanation too. And then we have color, which you guys know, and textures. When you do some drawings, you can do some 3D drawings or things that start to give the look or feel of an object. Space and size. So you can have something really small on your paper or something really big, like when we work on Georgia O'Keeffe. And then the different spacings. You can have something in the corner here and a big part in the middle open, or you can have your drawing in the middle. These are intentional things that you would do during a presentation or art piece. You can show perspective. And then the last one is value, and value is shading. And shading gives us a feel for light and how light might shine on an object. So on this jar, how light shines on it with the shadows here and how the light looks on one end. Shading can also give us contrast. If you put something really dark next to something really light, like this yin yang sign, it's kind of a wow factor if you're trying to really draw attention quickly. So shading can really help focus the user's eyes and to the piece of your masterpiece that you're trying to create or the things you're trying to say. So the elements of design or the elements of art are very important, and we're going to highlight those and have some fun with them this year. And with that, we have our first project. This is what I like to call kryptonite. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on our shapes and our straight edges, and we're going to make this. And all this is like a crystal looking piece that we set inside of a box, and it gives you a 3-dimensional effect that we're going to practice with. So there's no wrong way to do this. It's just practice and fun. So the first thing you're going to do, and I'll have instructions out, and the parents are going to be here to help you. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler on this piece of paper and you're going to draw a horizontal line. And basically what we're doing is making a rectangle inside this piece of paper. So the first thing you do is you just make a rectangle. And then when you're done with your rectangle, when you make your horizontal and vertical lines, then you're going to make the third line, which is showing depth, which is going to make it look a little bit like a box or a cube. So once you do your rectangle, then you do the third line, which is diagonal, and now it has that effect. You can put that to the side. That's your box that later you can marker up and have fun with. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the other piece of paper that you have and the shapes that we have for you on the desk. You can choose whatever shapes you want. You can also create your own shapes. When you do that, you're just going to take the shapes and you're going to trace them. So you can set them anywhere on your paper and you're going to trace them. So like the star, you can set it and you can see I've traced it. Once you've traced it, each of the shapes, then you're going to put a point in the middle, which is called the focal point. That's also something very important in the element of design. It's where you want the observer's eye to go on whatever object or project you're working on. So in this case, it's the heart of our kryptonite or our crystals that we're creating. And so you can do as many shapes as you want, however you want to do it. And then when you're done, when you draw your star shape, then you're just going to use your straight edge and you're going to find the corner of the star and you're going to connect it to your point. That's all you're doing. What you're doing is you're taking a two-dimensional shape and you're going three-dimensional with it. You do not want to take the ruler and do this corner, because if you did, you'd cut through your shape and it would be transparent. And we're not doing that. We're doing something more solid. So you don't need to take it and do it on the corners that don't, otherwise it'll go right through your shape. So you can see I've done so on all of these shapes with the focal point in the middle. Once you're done with that, then basically what you're going to do is you're going to color it. You can use your colored pencils, and you're going to color it. And then what I did is I did a more solid color on the end, and then I did shading, and that's using that value technique. So then when you do that, once you color it and you're all done coloring it and outlining it and making it look good, then you can simply cut it out, and now you have your crystal. So once you're done coloring it, then you can cut it out. You can also leave some white if you want. That's kind of interesting. That's that contrast again. Then when you're done with cutting it out, then you can decorate your cube box that you created, and you can set it in there, and we can put a little bit of glue to set it in there, and you can put your name on it. You can turn it back into your teacher if you want it hung, or you can take it home. Or you can practice. You don't have to color if you don't want to. You can do whatever you want. This is really an exploration on your part. The last piece that we have, which is kind of fun, so after you do that, and if you have a little bit more time, then everybody's going to get a map. And on that map, you guys have been studying the states, which is cool. And you're going to have a piece of paper that's square like this, and there's some more shapes you can put on it. Once you get your shapes, what we're doing here is we're creating a city. It's a city effect. So if you come here and you trace your shapes again, do just what we did before on this piece of paper. Once you're done tracing your shapes and you kind of make your city block, and you want to keep them kind of tight together, then you put on your focal point and you take your straight edge and you connect the corners again. And when you're done, you have something like this. And it looks like a metropolis. So to me, it's like a hero's view of the United States, and you can pick where you want your metropolis. I like mine right here over Buffalo, where Niagara Falls is. So I'm going to put mine right there. So once you do that, then you can color in, and you can color your map in different colors. You can do stripes over a certain state if you want. You can also color in your city. You can make more than one city if you want. You can have one on the east and one on the west. However you want to do it, that is a fun art creation of your own. And again, you're welcome to turn this in. If you put your name on it, we might be able to hang it. Or if you want to take it home, that's great. So hopefully you guys have some fun with this, and have any questions, feel free to ask your teacher or the parent who's in the class with you, and have some fun. Let's see what you do. We can't wait to see your kryptonites, and we can't wait to see your metropolises, which ones you create.